Bitcoin gaming. I've been sitting here playing around with lossless scaling. I was saying I got a 4070 Ti Super. I'm going to pull a NVIDIA. So a 4070 Ti Super will match the performance of a 5090. Well, they use multi-frame generation to beat the 5070 versus the 4090. So I'm gonna do the same thing. So right now I am getting 160 FPS with path tracing maxed out. Settings. Yes, it's on performance, but path tracing, and it's 4K. And what I found out is that it has a little bit of ghosting in it, but not, I mean, some artifacts, but not much at all. I was so wrong about lossless scaling. I have been playing around with this stuff, and I have found something like amazing that I can get 5090 performance with path tracing. I mean, it works just as fast, and yeah, you get a little bit if you try to do it real fast. But you know what? As far as the game goes, it still looks beautiful. I mean, this is amazing. For me, it is because lossless scaling was a bad thing. It just didn't work very good for me. And now I got 5090 performance. So I pulled in a video on everybody. Ha ha ha. But anyway, like I said, it's just amazing. So what I did to get it to work like almost just perfect. So I got it to work almost perfect. Here, let me get rid of these cops. Alright, so this is how I did it. And I actually got it to go up to 300 FPS. Uh, and it had just a little bit more artifacting, but it was actually smoother than what I really thought. This is crazy. I'm gonna send this to the video. Hey, my 4070 Ti Super features 5090. So, ha. See, I mean, look at it. This is path tracing. So I'm gonna show you all my settings. This is what I did. I'm gonna go ahead and uncuff it. What I did is you take your when you enter your lossless scaling, the lowest up there in the corner where it says 32, you take your lowest, and that's what your bottom frame rate is. And so what you need to do is you need to cap it. So with MSI Afterburner, go up here to the frame limiter, and I got it on 32. The reason you do this, that all your frames are stable. Why? Because if it's not, it will have more artifacting. And when you hook up G-Sync to it, which I got G-Sync up there in the corner, it says G-Sync on, which I got a 120 hertz frame monitor or TV. But anyway, when you cap it, all your frames look so much better, and they're in line with the other frames. And because I didn't cap it before, it was all over the place and it looked like garbage. But I capped my FPS, and it's just what got me. So this kind of helps the performance on it a little bit. So this is what I'm using right here, WGC, and I put double buffering. This right here kind of helps out a little bit. Now once you get it in there, it helps the latency and stuff, but eventually it kind of smooth out on you. And like I've been playing this thing for hours, and this right here, the more frames you put in it, this right here kind of helps it out a little bit more. If it's taking too long, uh, it increase performance on it. Um, Y'all can I don't put G-Sync on this right here. I'll allow tearing. Of course, I guess I could, but I don't know what to do. Let's try that. But I have resolution scale. You can pick if you want your FPS or your frames to look even better. If you have a lower, this is how I found out how this all works. The more settings you're putting on your GPU, the more strain you're putting on your GPU. What you do is you let up on some of that strain by reducing the resolution down. So I'll show you here in a minute how I can get 300 FPS and have all this up without scaling at all. So what you do is you take less strain off your GPU, like instead of path tracing, just put ray tracing. So it takes a lot of stress off your GPU, which means that all this extra frames will be easier to input and it will have less artifacting. I mean, I think it. I mean, this is crazy because look, I'm getting just as much as a 5090. Yeah, I know everybody knows about this, but this actually the quality and stuff actually like cutscenes on what is it, Kingdom Come Deliverance is like hacked at or stopped at 30 frames per second, and you can use lossless scaling on it, and it smooths it right out. So this is something I'm gonna show you right here. What I'm gonna do. I'm gonna see how many more frames I can get.
Please don't hit me.
Actually, put like 10 on there and get it to work. So now I got 220. See, if you'll notice when I start out, it's got more. It's got yeah. See, it's got more artifacts all the way around the screen, right? So and it's like it's slower, kind of, in the deal because it's got more strain on it. So if you're looking for a high FPS and you really don't care about path tracing, just turn it off. Which what it does is it takes a lot less stress off your GPU, which allows it to render more easier frames for the lossless scaling to interpret, and you have a lot less artifacting and stuff. Now, see, the car's a lot faster. You still have a little bit of artifacting around and stuff, but you know you do that by adjusting. So I'm getting 260 FPS. Okay. I got a Ryzen 7 7700. It's non-X. See now I'm getting. See how my lower FPS is unstable at 13 FPS because I'm entering this big old city. So what you do, you take a lot less stress off your GPU if you wanted to. You could probably even turn this up to even ultra performance. Uh, Actually, ray reconstruction actually helps a little bit too. Let's see if it'll boost it back up. See, it's starting to climb back up. Take less stress off everything. You see how the cars are moving? Okay, see how it took off real fast? You see, if it's putting too much of a strain on it, it will you'll take off slower. The frames are slower to input it. But I'm getting 260 FPS. If you work with this, you can get if you have like I think there's like what, a 240 frame 4K monitor. Now if I jump this down to 1080p on my TV, it's a MQX Vizzo 100, or 240 at 1080p, 120 at 4K. And it's just like, why are you doing it so many frames on a 4K TV? I'm just saying how good I can do. Um, Now the less, like I said, if you're wanting less frames, if you're wanting more stable, and you can turn your resolution scale up, which means it looks better, and turn scaling off, where these frames ain't been scaling down to up, and you just pull it over, and you go down, say 5 frames, or you know what, 4 frames. Let's see what 4 frames get. Okay, 120. That's about, see how my lower FPS went back up to 32. See the less strain. All right, now if you look around the TV as it's sitting still, everything's beautiful. Everything's running really, really good. I got almost my refresh rate. It's a little bit over, uh, but how everything's is so much better, so much better. And getting 128. What is that? I don't even know if a 4090 max settings gets that. Of course, I'm not running path tracing no more either. So, but of course, I'm not as sly as Nvidia is to lie to everybody. But anyway, all right, people. See, not hardly any artifacts at all. Everybody's running smooth. No artifacting around hardly at all. There's a little bit around that map right there, but you know what? If you're looking, if you're checking out going straight and stuff onto the screen, like I said, just a little bit of tuning and stuff, you can get this thing down perfect. See, I don't even need 128 frames if you're going to a refresh rate monitor, so I can actually lower it even more if I want. So if you're saying, let's see here, you know what? This may be even better if you turn your regular frame generation off, because it's trying to interpret frames in between that too. So the DLS, or the lossless scaling, may even look better if you turn your frame generation off. So there's not an extra frame there. Uh, so if you go down here and let's turn path tracing back on. Yeah, see, the more strain you put on your GPU, the worse it is. Of course, I'm in a pretty hard spot on the map right here. Let's see here. What can we do? What can we do to, if you're having a problem like this? Let's see here. Let's turn your resolution scale down a little bit by half. Um, and you want to keep the same frames, and you want to try to get right back up there where you are. Let's turn. Usually now, this right here usually works. The more you do, the better it is. Let's turn this back off. Um, I don't know. Let's see here. Turn that on a little bit. No, I don't like sharpness. You know what? Let's try that. So it seems like it's putting a little bit more of a strain on it. Yeah. But once you get this thing like nailed down, Like I said, I was running around everywhere. I mean, everywhere, yeah, earlier, and I didn't have no problem. But it seems when you keep messing around with a stupid thing, it keeps, it does what it does. But like I said, depending on what GPU you get, well, if you have 4090, or you could just go on out. I tell you what we do. Let's see here. Let's put more power into it, more upscaling. I think lossless scaling likes upscaling for some reason. It works better because I done it on see it's helping it out a little bit more. It's now it's starting to straighten out. See, there it goes. Now, bam. Path tracing, 128 frames, and now, oh, yeah. All right, so let's say it went down to 27 FPS. Okay, let's go down through here to check to see how you try to mess around with this to get it work on yours. So it kills your FPS down. Okay, well, you know what? Let's put it on 25. But the more you can get your FPS up, the better it is. Oh, get rid of this cop.
Hope it blasts you in your asshole, punk!
See, once it hits the cap on the FPS, it starts smoothing out a lot. Yeah, you gotta just a little bit more, but let's see here. What else can we do on this? What else can we do? I guess we control. Let's see here. Allows to capture a new frame during scaling. Okay, so maybe that was a part of a problem. Let's see how it's on 20. Okay, bam. As soon as it hits your limit, that what you got, then your frame time graph, it will smooth on out, allowing lossless scaling to uh, combine it into its what it needs to do to be smoother. See now how it drops. Okay. The bad thing about this is when you put a lot of strain on it and you have to keep dropping it. The more you drop it, the lesser it's gonna do. So your GPU is gonna have to have the more the better. All right, let's test this right here. I'm gonna test this right here. Um, let's turn path tracing off and ray tracing. Okay. Let's just go back up here so it'll look better up here on performance. All right, now I am going to go up here and we should get at least, I say 50. So the 4070 Ti Super should run 50, no problem. Let's see here. All right, on the baseline, it has 200 frames. Oh yeah, look how fast that is. Let me get another weapon. Let's get some ammo in it. I'm out of ammo. That's never happened to me before. What? You gotta be kidding me. No ammo? And look here. I don't hardly barely on the cruiser. I don't even see hardly any around the edges. All right, let's see what we can do with this thing. Let's just max it out. Let's see what we can do. Okay, yeah, it put a lot of strain on it that time. Okay, you see how it's slow? It's because you gotta cap your FPS. See, it went down to 18. So let's go down to 18. But as soon as it hits it and smooths right on out, your frames will actually accumulate more. Yeah. Okay, so let's do this. Let's turn this down a little bit. Yeah, I'm gonna have to have more FPS. It's just too low. Too low. Let's turn this to 0 because I want to see. This is another way of seeing how. Alright, so I'm running. It's already running 130 FPS. So this is without it capped, you'll see what your lowest is, which is 28. Okay, then we go back here. So our lowest was 28. All right, now as soon as it hits 28, yeah, see, it's getting a little slower. All right, let's drop it a little bit more. You need to go a little bit, I think a little bit less than your lower. Let's see here. Let's put 26. Let's see what we can do here. Lost the scaling. All right, now we're going to see. Let's just put it on 10. So we can't go up no more on the latency. Um, Number of frames stored and the submission for render should be increased to improve performance. If frames are taking too long to render or rendering above the monitor's refresh rate is required. So we need more performance. Let's put 35. The lower the base rate, the more, of course, more the power you're gonna get. Steal this car. So one thing I like to do is when you're testing, is get around a lot of cars. I do not know why there's not a lot of cars on here. All right, let's see here. What else can we do? I'm just playing around with this. I had a perfect rate that I wanted, uh, but I'm just seeing how much you could squeeze out of this baby. Let's see here. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna turn all this off because yesterday I had all this off, and boy, it was pumping them out. Let's go down one. I don't because it's in the menu. I had like 700 yesterday. I don't know how I got that. It may be because I'm running OBS now. That takes some power away. Okay, yeah, that's smoother. That's a lot smoother. Can see some ghosts and stuff in the cars. Now let's see if we can get. Uh, let's turn this up a little bit more here. Let's turn it on 45 because I want to see if I can get some more power out of this. See, the more you can lift your bottom frame rate, that is a little smoother. All right, so let's see here. How can we get some more power out of this baby? Do you know what? I got a perfect thing, people. Now I no, I'll have to mess around my settings because um, if I lower the resolution because I got it on display instead of scaling with GPU, when I drop my resolution, it will you know what? How about we do this? It doesn't scale right on the TV. Uh, that's my fault for not adjusting that for you. Uh, I don't know if that'll help or not. You turn some stuff down. I don't know. So I'm going 400. Actually, it's pretty smooth right there. I think it depends on where you're at in the map too. Uh, and and I have 1,000 mods downloaded on this thing. Well, I guess that's going to be it for this one. Um, so I'll show you guys. Now I downloaded this. I have a video on this, and I'm probably going to make a part two of that 1,000 mod video. Let's see here. Let's see here. Where is what game am I in? Oh, I'm in the wrong game. Yeah, it's City of Dreams. It's a heavy version by V2. It's a collection on mods, and I've got 1,272 mods. It has almost every mod that you need, ever will need. It has all the LUTs and everything in there. I'm gonna actually make a part two to that one. Um, let's see here. Yeah, I got it enabled. 1,272 mods. So the more mods you have on your game, the more it's going to be on your GPU. So if this was a fresh Cyberpunk install, it wouldn't have been so hard on my GPU either. Because the more mods you had, the more harder it is on the VRAM, and that helps too. And plus, if you, I have a little bit of overclocking going on, so it kind of helped it out a little bit too. I'm not going to push this all the way over to 1,500 to 2,000. I don't want to strain out that much, but this is good enough. I always keep my fans up. But I hope y'all like and subscribe. I know this ain't like a perfect video for everybody. Uh, I'm not an expert. I'm just playing around and starting a YouTube channel. I will get better. I will get me a camera and do some FaceTiming for you. If y'all have any tips, I hope y'all have a blessed day and click like and subscribe and God bless.